I am so sorry. What happened is, oh, first of all, hey guys, it's your Glamour Planner, and I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Listen, I'm so sorry. I went into my live, but I used the wrong device to go in. I normally go live on my iPad so that I can monitor the chat with my phone, and I mistakenly went live on my phone. So when I came out, it canceled the live. So I'm hoping you guys see it and come back on over into this live, as I apologize about the other one. I kind of clicked out of it, and I didn't really mean to do that because I had the feeling it was going to cancel the live. So, hey, it's your Glamour Planner. How y'all been? How y'all been? I'm going to just log in here. I can't believe this. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm truly sorry. So let's go to my live. Let me get into the chat. Hey, everybody. Hey. Thank you, Mona. Thank you, Karen, for coming on in. Hey, Queen. How y'all doing? How are y'all doing? I'm so excited. I got some fun stuff for y'all tonight. Just some good stuff. And we were on Miss Georgia Peach Nuts live on Tuesday. I told you I was going to share something with y'all that I got from a pharmaceutical manual. And I'll share that with you guys at the end of the chat. At the end of my live. That way, if they don't like what I'm sharing and saying, you can't cut it off till the end. So, and we'll be good. So let's go in here. Trying to get to my own live, y'all. This is horrible. It's showing me my live. I messed up, y'all. Okay, let me just get to my channel. All right. So let's see who's. Ooh. Y'all, I'm bugging. Why? It won't let me go into my own live. This is crazy. Well, let's see if I can see the chat here. Okay, I'll just look on the window. Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming in. So, again, hey, Mona, Sifton, Soul, and Moral, Jane Doe, Karen. Hey, Karen. Hey, Queen Adaya. Miss J.K. Gardner, how you doing? How is everybody tonight? How is everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing tonight? I'm so glad to be back. Y'all picking up with my girl Mona, and y'all should check out her live on Monday nights because we have a blast giggling with Mona over there on Sifting Some Soul and More. Miss Georgia Peachnut and anybody else that's in this chat, please take a moment, go check out their channel. See the content that they're offering, tell them I sent you, and say hi. Just go say hi and let's support one another. I know my motto is let's continue to grow together, but I wanted to add something else this year because the end of 2024 did not end great for me. My aunt passed away, and I'm still dealing with it, but then a family friend passed away yesterday. Y'all, I'm still going to thank God. I'm still going to praise him. I'm going to tell you how good he is. No matter what's going on, no matter what's happening in our lives, we got to remember to let's just thank him. And we're still here. That's the best advice I can give you. If you need strength and you need to lean on something, lean on God, because God won't let you down. Um, and sometimes we disappoint one another, and the one that will not disappoint us is God. So lean on Him, and that's what I've been doing. And I was notified yesterday that the family friend passed. I don't know how to process it, because he was best friends with my ex and late husband, and he passed. And I knew, you know how y'all had those family friend, and like for instance, my ex or late husband, used to look after him, and he was his road manager for a long time. Um, and I knew once my husband had passed, he had found his friend had passed away in his garage, and then my late husband had passed away in his garage. It was just crazy, y'all. But it's going on 2 years in March. Um, so a family friend had passed away yesterday. So I just want to send prayers out to them, prayers out to his family. Just prayers. Okay. So let's brighten this up. Let's lift this up. I have some treats to share with you guys. Again, so this year I am focusing on love and peace and joy in the moments. I want us to find some joy in our moments when we can. Do things that are going to help lift your mood, help lift your spirit, because things are going to happen, and these things are happening. And I am learning to find joy even in little moments, and peace within myself. And that's what I'm wishing everybody this year: a year full of peace, a year full of blessings, a year full of health. And I wish you prosperity. That's a big thing, but I know people wish them that all the time. So for me, it is love, and it is peace, and it is joy in the little moments. And we are still going to grow together. And that's what tonight is all about. I said I am going to put all of that aside, and we're going to enjoy these moments together. I thank you. I appreciate you all for coming in so much, because it means a lot to me that you guys are here. Hey, GT. Um, Let me just get this chat going. Y'all, I don't know what's going on with my what's going on. The chat is just crazy. Hey, GT Junior, I'm just checking and see who all is coming in the chat. So some treats I get to share with you guys this evening. You're gonna love it, because we're gonna talk about my top 10. I may give you more than 10 veggies to munch on during the winter months, and then I'm going to explain to you why it's so important. Besides the winter veggies, we're going to talk about those winter herbs that you need to have. We're going to talk about vitamin D. um, Vitamin D is so important right now. I'm going to tell you some facts about vitamin D. I'm going to share with you guys. So a vitamin D is more of it is a vitamin, but it's also a hormone or protein that is in the body, and it is energized by the sun. You cannot find vitamin D in most fruits and vegetables. Then there are small traces of it in like fatty fish. There are small traces of it in let me take I know that fatty fish like salmon or some kind of fatty white fish. Um, let's see. Oh, sardines. That's what it was. And when I was a kid, I used to eat sardines all the time. Like we used to tear some sardines up in a can. Um, but as an adult, I don't remember eating sardines anymore. We used to eat them, and I mean straight out the can, bones and all, and with some crackers. As a kid, that's why we grew up on that. So I don't know. Have you guys ever eaten sardines? And tell me, do you eat sardines now? But there are traces of vitamin D in sardines. So it's crazy, but they do make they try to recreate vitamin D. I guess I'm not sure where they pull their sources from, because like I said, vitamin D is not normally found in fruits and vegetables. There are some traces of it. There are traces of vitamin D in herbs. You will find more vitamin D in herbs than you will find in fruits and vegetables. Why that is, I don't know. But because of the sun and that photosynthesis with the sun, perhaps those plants are pulling more of the vitamin D from the sun than veggies can. Yeah. Wow, they do. Yeah, you know what? When I was going through this about vitamin D, I was like, oh wow, I haven't had sardines in like forever. I'm gonna have to go get me some because y'all know Shoprite got that can sale going on. I don't know about y'all, but if you are one like me, you have your food pantry where you store canned goods for emergency. Um, and so I have canned goods for that purpose only. For most part, I eat fresh vegetables, y'all know, from the garden and everything, and then or from the farmer's market. But I do have canned goods because we are taught to have emergency preparedness. So I do have some cans of that. Let me see, y'all. I'm going to see if I can get into this chat anyway. But I know my lovelies, you guys got the chat. I know you do. I like to be able to, y'all, they are hating on me. Let me see. Why is it telling me that this thing was 3 weeks ago? You gotta be kidding me. Y'all, I don't know what's going on with my page. It's not letting me get into my live, which is crazy to me. Let's see. I'm gonna try it again. It's showing me that one that I canceled. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Now we're cooking. All right. Um, let me see. Let me turn it up. My volume may be low. Oh, yep, it was low. I'm sorry. Can y'all hear me now? Am I loud and clear now? I'm sorry. I'm study rambling on and talking, and I couldn't see in the chat, but I can see it now. No, it's okay. Can you hear me now, GT? Miss Karen, Mona, Jane, can you guys hear me now? Hey, guys, Desire. Okay, no problem. I thank you for coming in and joining. Okay, good. Okay, much better. Okay, thank you guys so much. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm gonna start with some of the treats that I got here. I got some gifts, y'all. My mom, my ex-mother, my mom, y'all. She's forever be my mom. Um, was a mother-in-law, but she's forever my mom. And her and Miss Denise, if you guys don't know, Miss Denise is over the senior recreation center, and her with her lovely self, she had got me some gifts, and they had honored me in my city for volunteering at the senior center. And it was so nice. It was I didn't even know it, guys. I walked in there not knowing what was going on. I thought I was just going to a holiday dinner with my lovely ladies from the senior center, and she got me this super cute cup. So I'm a muggy, y'all. Like anything that is like spiritual and a mug, y'all know me. I don't have any tea tonight, but I'm gonna tell you what tea I'm going to make next. It says, if you see someone without a smile, give them yours. And I love that. This is just so cute. And that's me, y'all. That is me. So much has been hey, Gulf Coast Granny, how you doing? So much has been on my plate, y'all. I know that God is present. So I'm gonna leave it like that, and I love that, and I'm gonna continue to try to make other people smile no matter what you're going through. And my that cup was from Miss Denise. This one here are the herb scissors. Y'all know I love this. Oh, thank you, Gulf Coast Granny. You're so sweet. Hey, Albert. How you doing, Albert? Right, Jada? I mean, Queen of Diet. Listen, I'm a mugger. You get me a great mug. And Miss Denise, she always smiling. Oh, she has the giggle. Mona, she would be great on your live because she has the giggles. And I adore her for it because she makes me smile every time I come in there. So I got these herb scissors from my mom. And y'all, wait till y'all see this. Okay. Y'all got to see this. Look at this. Oh my God. So you know when she gave it to me, right? I thought it was really a plant pot. I was going, I just bought an aloe plant. It'll fit nicely in this little pot. But it's a cup, y'all. It is a coffee cup. I really thought it was and look at this. It's got a shovel spoon. Y'all, I rolled over. I was too done because this is just too freaking cute. If y'all don't know, I have a lot of house plants too because they clear your air, they purify your air, they remove toxins from the air, harmful toxins in the air that can come from. So, for instance, there was a study years ago. They wanted to know why housewives were getting cancer. And they were stay-at-home moms and everything. And they did a research, come to find out that, right? Ain't it so cute? They found out that the household cleaning products that they had in their house, they were leaking fumes in the air. So I have, ever since I was younger, when I found this out, I always turn my cleaning products to the off. Now, I do make my own cleaning products. I do. But there are some products that I do still have in the house. I'm not even going to lie. I have some Lysol, Pine Sol, I do still have things like that. You want to make sure that you know how you go to spray and clean your toilet, or you're going spray and clean down your shower or your bathroom or your kitchen. Well, some people just take it and throw the bottle under the sink. Well, if you do not turn it to that off position where nothing can come out of it, it will still leak fumes out of it. And they found out that's how those women were getting cancers from those fumes that were leaking from those cleaning products. And then the other thing is using cleanup products and not putting gloves on your hand. You should always put gloves on your hand. We talked about this on Miss Georgia Peachnuts live on Tuesday about how most infections and chemicals and things get into through our skin, through our hands, and keeping them clean all the time. And a lot of times, and I'm not going to say over clean because there's nothing wrong with cleaning your hands. You do need to moisturize your hands afterwards. So make sure with your cleaning products, you turn it to the off position after you finish using it, and you put it back under your cabinet or wherever you store your cleaning products at. But just make sure that it's in that off position. Okay? And that is a research that was done years ago, and I'm talking about over 20 years ago. You guys can look that up. But they did try to figure out why these housewives were all getting cancer. Okay? So that was that. But those are my two goodies. I do have one other goodie, right? I thought it was cute. I had got it during the holiday because I knew that if I did not get it, it wasn't going to be here when I got back. So, look at this, y'all. Is that cute? Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm like a big kid in a candy store. So I got it because it was super cute for me and my granddaughters because we could put little waters in there. This thing is so cute, y'all. It's a boba tea mini fridge. Like, it is so cute. And I think they said this is Five Below, just so y'all know. This one is Five Below. I did see them a little bit bigger than this at Wally World. And where else did I see them at? My daughter got one from somewhere. I forget where she got it from. But this was Five Below. And yeah, it wasn't $5 either, y'all. It wasn't $5. But it was too cute to resist. So I had to get it. So those are my cute little cutesy things that I got that I wanted to share. Y'all know I got to give y'all just a little bit of stuff. Yes. You must turn it to the off position. And again, that research is out there. Yep. 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 What I clean, I do have those products, cleaning products at in my house. I do have them underneath the cabinet. I don't. The only thing I have upstairs in my upstairs bathroom is I have pine sol. Y'all, I love the smell of pine sol. And I was a big what do you call that? Oh my goodness. Now it's gonna drive me crazy because now I don't have it in my head. All those little multicolors cleaning. What is that stupid bottle called? Y'all, what's that? It's they now sell they sell Fabuloso. Yeah, Fabuloso. I was addicted to Fabuloso. Like so addicted. And it's so funny. Every time we love something or we like something, they always come out and tell us that it's no good for us. Now they're saying with Fabuloso contains a um uh not parasitic, a bacteria. And when you're using Fabuloso and we're cleaning with it, that it is we're basically smearing this bacteria all over whatever cleaning surfaces that we're using it on. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I like Fabuloso. I do not clean like the house with it. I use it for its smelling purpose. I pour it in the toilet. I just pour it in the toilet in the morning after I shower and everything, and I just pour it in the toilet so that the smell is there. I have not used it to clean in a long time because, especially in my kitchen, I use vinegar, Dawn dish detergent, and I make my own mixture to clean surfaces, especially because of salmonella with cleaning, and because y'all know I can and different things like that. I constantly have that vinegar going to keep the surface clean and everything. But I do have Lysol. I do have Clorox. Um, again, but every again once you like something, then they come back and tell us like it's no good. So be careful, guys. That's something that's new that came out this week. I think it was over the past weekend. I saw that article on Fabuloso, and I saw the news. It was actually on the news. So make sure y'all check it out just for your own purposes. Right? It's so cute. Uh, Yeah. Okay. So there are natural cleaning products. I do have those too. There are some that don't use harsh chemicals. You can buy them. I have seen them at different places. That the green one that Gulf Coast Granny was talking about. There is what is that other company? Oh my God, it's all clean. So I have Simple Green. I have that. I have a bottle of that upstairs and I have a bottle of that downstairs. I haven't used it again, using mine all the time. And I'm constantly refilling the bottle, right? Making new. I always make sure I have a bottle filled to clean with because you never know. Um, what else? So, okay, we talked about turning your products off to the off position for you. So give me 1 second, y'all. So I have my notes. So we can get into it when I talk about. So we're going to talk about some herbs, and we are. I'm sorry, y'all. These are my manuals. You have to make sure. Anybody else like bed is full of pillows? I refuse to get rid of them, y'all. Like I got like mad pillows. I think the pillows make the bed. So, hey everybody. Everybody that's in the chat, everybody that's watching in the bushes. I thank you so much for coming on in here. I appreciate you so much. So I'm gonna pull my glasses because we got some things to talk about tonight, y'all. We're gonna talk about those top 10 veggies that are great for the winter, and especially because we need those vitamins and minerals from it. Um, guys, in the wintertime, that's when they say we are the most deficient. We are the most deficient in vitamin D. That is a fact because we have less sunlight. Vitamin D, we absorb from sunlight, and actually, what it does is it ignites us, our blood. It energizes us. Vitamin D also helps the body to absorb calcium. Calcium will not be absorbed into the body if you do not have vitamin D present. They said in the wintertime, a lot of people become absent of vitamin D. And if you ever notice that when the wintertime comes, your mood starts to change. Our bones, we have aches and pains and things like that more in the wintertime. That is because of the vitamin D. Um, the vitamin D, they do make fortified milks and cereals and things, but y'all know that whole issue with cereal that's going on and the dyes and all of that. It's hard for us to absorb vitamin D when we have other stuff going on in the body. I constantly tell you guys about that, about there are kind of vitamin inhibitors, cell inhibitors, disruptors, immune disruptors, and there are different things that can disrupt the absorption of vitamin D. And if you have things that disrupt vitamin D, then what happens is your body's not absorbing calcium like it's supposed to. So, so a couple things that disrupt vitamin D: aluminum. Aluminum is a big thing. A lot of you, I don't know if you know, but a lot of us have aluminum in our body. There are things that we use that absorbs aluminum in the body. For instance, those aluminum pans, those non-stick pots and pans that we cook in, they're aluminum, guys. They are aluminum, and that aluminum seeps into our food. Just because you don't see it, there's so much research out there for you to find out about that aluminum seeping into our food. So you should be using cast iron. I have cast iron. I have stainless steel. You'll mostly see me cooking in my stainless steel. You'll mostly see me cooking in my cast iron pots. I do have some. It's not non-stick. It is what do you call that? It's like a rust color. What is it called? It's not enamel. You gotta stay away from enamel because all of that gets in your food. All of that. That is aluminum. It's enamel. It is plastic. That's in your food, y'all. I don't. It. We try to avoid it. And I have been gifted. When I moved here, I was gifted some nice pots, and they're enamel. I don't use them, y'all. They in the cabinet. Shh. It was a gift to me for moving here, and the person didn't know what pots to get me. They just saw they were pink, and they got them for me. So they sitting down there. They just look pretty, y'all. But get you some stainless steel, cast iron. Another one, brass. If you can get brass or copper, that's what it is, copper pots. I love the copper pots. And let me tell you, if you can get you copper, I've shown you guys my copper cup and my copper tea kettle because we are deficient. Some of us are deficient in copper, and copper is really good for the body too. That is a mineral that a lot of people are deficient in, and they don't know. But my cast iron, oh, that baby is fire. I found it at Family Dollar or Dollar General. Dollar General. I found cast iron. My daughter kept saying, "Mom, I need a cast iron pot, pan." And I was like, okay. I thought I was going to have to go to Walmart, to get it. Oh, Wacky World. Y'all know what I mean. To get it. And she was like, "Mom, I think I seen one, and let me know if that's the right one." I went there, they had one, so I got one for me and I got one for her. It was cast iron. Such a good. That one's from back in the day. Ask your grandma about that pot, that pan using cast iron back in the day. So good for you, but we definitely need it. Are there any questions in the chat? Y'all know I'll be rolling. I'll just keep on rolling. And forget I'm just talking. So I want to make sure I don't bypass anybody with any questions. I want to talk about vitamin D. But first, we're going to start with our fruits and veggies. So with Here we go. Vitamin C. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the treatment. So again, besides aluminum, another inhibitor for vitamin D, guys, is heart medication. If you are on heart medication, I don't know if your doctor told you, but it can cause you to become deficient in vitamin D. If you're on high blood pressure medication, it can cause you to become deficient in vitamin D. High blood pressure medication, heart medication, steroids, prednisone, oral steroids. Remember I told you guys about that before, how I was upset because they had injected me with the steroid and I didn't know they was going to raise my blood pressure. My blood pressure was really high, guys, from that one injection. And then I got a chance to sit down with one of my other doctors, and he explained to me that it was going to flush out of my system because it was not a drug that I was taking over a period of time, over a long period of time. He said if I was on an oral steroid or something like that, like prednisone or oral inhaler, then my blood pressure would remain high. They said because that medication does do that. So steroids, aluminum, heart medication, high blood pressure medication, all causes vitamin D deficiency. It binds and flushes vitamin D out of your system. Now, vitamin D is as important as our blood, as it is a hormone that is found in the blood. So we do need it. And if you're on any of those things that I mentioned, and I'm not gonna say aluminum, but if you're on heart medication, high blood pressure medication, cholesterol medication, high blood pressure medication, heart medication, speak with your doctor and ask them if that version of that medication is one that will cause vitamin D deficiency. Now, some of you may be on that medication and your doctor has prescribed you vitamin D supplements. So if that has happened to you, please let me know in the comments. But I do know that doctors will monitor your vitamins and your blood to see that if you are on a lot of those medications will cause vitamin D deficiency. And you will need to supplement it. You will need to add the vitamin D to your diet so that your bones, listen, vitamin D is so important. Let's just get into it, okay? So in the winter, most people become deficient in a lot of vitamins because they're not getting them as fresh when we have fruits and veggies access to that, on a regular basis. And I'm talking about like fresh fruits and veggies or food that hasn't been depleted of those nutrients. And so a majority of Americans are deficient when the wintertime comes. One of the things it does is it decreases your mood. It tends to sadden people, or they can't kind of cope, kind of can go into depressive state when there is a lack of sunlight and lack of vitamin D. So depression can happen. Energy levels are lowered when you are deficient in vitamin D. Your mood is lowered when you are deficient in vitamin D. So vitamin D boosts mood, increase energy levels. The biggest thing, well, two biggest things is number one, besides your energy levels and besides your mood, it also is responsible for your immune system and your cellular health. It is, and then why I say that your mood, you can go into depression and things of that nature is because vitamin D is the protector of your neural system. So your mind and your brain and all of those that's responsible for your mood, vitamin D protects those, and it forms a barrier around that part of your blood, your cells. Vitamin D is responsible for protecting your cells, and when that neural protection is removed, your vitamin D is being flushed out of your system. It could be gut related, or any of the things that I mentioned. So when that happens, that's why we have a decreased mood. We have lower energy levels. And if you're experiencing lower energy levels, just go get your vitamin D checked. And see. And I will say, like, before I started studying natural medicine to get my certification, my doctor used to give me vitamin D. And when I found out that, those synthetic vitamin Ds um, are not pure vitamin D, and how vitamin D can only be found in a small amount of food, and how it majority comes from the sun, I was like, oh, well, what the heck were they giving me? It's like, what is the side effects or anything of it if it's not real vitamin D? But you'll have to do your research and look into that. Yeah, more than like vitamin D. If you are deficient in it, you definitely have to get a supplement. Find the most all natural supplement. Number one is to go straight to the foods that I just mentioned: sardines, fatty fish, I think seeds, pumpkin seeds. Um, Let me see, pumpkin seeds. I think is one. Um, and we'll talk about vitamin B too. Or B complex. We need those as well, but if it interferes with it, it causes our bones and stuff to be weakened. Our body, because people, you'll notice that people who are deficient in vitamin D, they have osteoporosis. Do you know that you get psoriasis? If you are deficient in vitamin D, a lot of people may think that psoriasis is coming from somewhere else. And yes, you can get skin infections from different places, but most of the time, because vitamin D is responsible for your skin health as well. Did you know that? It's responsible for your skin health as well. And again, it is a protector over the cells and nervous system. It is a very important part of our blood. And when you don't have it, you can have skin disorders, again, like psoriasis. Um, oh, that's good. I have to get me some pumpkin seeds, because y'all, and even on my list of the veggies and things to have, they were on here on my list. I had add winter squash, which is an important nutrient we need. What it contains, some of the nutrients we need, especially for the winter. But let me keep going, y'all. Okay, so I'm trying to get to my vitamins. All right, vitamin B deficiency. Any questions? Any more questions? I've never. Okay, so I was at the farmers market today, and the guy who is that I go see there, I get a lot of products and stuff from him. He was saying he was thinking about the mushroom coffee, and he was asking me what did I think about it. Mushrooms do have some health benefits. I'm not a deep dive person into mushrooms because I don't eat them. Because I don't eat them, I can't really tell you too much about them. I do know, like, that king mushroom is a powerhouse. I know that there are some mushrooms that are very, very good and very, very nutritious. And you got to remember, too, mushrooms are pulling from deep down in the earth, or they're attached to trees and things like that nature. I can't really answer that for you. I do, but I did tell him, though, is that because he was saying how all up and down his timeline they're pushing this mushroom coffee, and I just explained to him, I'm not a bandwagon jumper. I do not, every time they put something out, I don't jump on a bandwagon, because I feel like they're trying to make us spend money in that area just because they've deemed something healthy. Like, for instance, like argan oil, people went crazy buying all type of products that had argan oil in it, and it's a seed oil, and there are oils that are much better than argan oil, but people wanted to buy it. And by all means, do your research and enjoy it. But I'll look. I don't like mushrooms because they remind me of snails. I'm sorry, they remind me of snails, so I'm scared of mushrooms. I tried to buy the mushroom. I just couldn't eat it, y'all. It was a waste of my money. I just couldn't. All I kept thinking about was a little snail crawling on the ground. I'm so, I couldn't eat it. I'm sorry. You do? They listen. A lot of people love mushrooms. There is this lady that I follow. Um, and she cooks natural. She don't eat no meat, and she was the first person who taught me how to use what is it, cauliflower as meat, like to fry it like a chicken nugget. Oh my god. I It was the best. But she does mushrooms all the time. I know a lot of people that love it. I know I have friends of mine that's selling the mushroom coffee. So it must have some benefit. I know that mushrooms do have some benefit. It's just not something that I eat. Again, I'm still scared to eat it because I think of a snail whenever I see it. But I tried. I could cook it for people. I just can't eat it. I tried, y'all. I tried. It didn't work. Oh my god. Hey, some people are eating snails. Some people are eating snails. Oh, see, Mona said mushroom coffee is great. You made buffalo cauliflower. Oh, listen. When she made that and I went to go make it, maybe I'm gonna do it on a live one day and show y'all the recipe she had on her site. And I'll have to find her page and that woman could, man, she could cook the heck out of some vegetables and mushrooms. What? She is the reason that I actually bought mushrooms. And for a lot of Muslims don't eat mushrooms, but she was making it and I said, let me try it. It's supposed to be so healthy and everything. I just couldn't get past me thinking it was a snail. So I'm sorry. But listen, y'all enjoy that thing. Y'all love it. But what I'll do is I'll do my research because in my Doctor of Medicine course, there are some mushrooms that are recommended for some of the healing. So we had to learn some of the treatment for a lot of illnesses and things like that, and mushrooms were part of the treatment plan. So I do know that they have great health benefits. So I'll have to just do it. Maybe I'll take like a couple of days or a week and just do a deep dive into different types of mushrooms, just so I can be able to have a conversation about mushrooms. Um, okay, guys. So we'll talk about that. We'll table it for a week or so. Okay, and then we'll come back and talk about it. I promise. Um, and listen, share that recipe for the buffalo cauliflower. I don't think about this and that. The cauliflower, y'all. So they use the cauliflower as meat, like they do mushrooms, right? Like they do mushrooms, and I'm telling you, I made it. I couldn't believe it myself, but it was so good, so good. All right, so um, let's talk about our. Let's get into our veggies. And y'all gonna know most of these veggies. I won't go too deep in depth about the veggies because most of these you guys we have talked about, especially in my top 10 herbs and top 10 vegetables to grow. And I'm just gonna talk about some of the ones that are excellent for right now for the winter time. So you guys can most of them you probably even have already growing. And I'm gonna tell y'all now. Well, since we on that, let's just talk about that one. Cauliflower. Cauliflower is a great one. Most of these that I'm gonna name, all of them have vitamin C, which is important. Y'all know vitamin C right now is phenomenal because it'll keep us from catching colds. It'll keep us from being sick over a long period of time. Let's see. Uh, Vitamin C, believe it or not, has to work with vitamin E. So vitamin E needs to be present as well. And then for iron to be absorbed in the body, you got to have vitamin C for that. So iron needs vitamin C needs vitamin E. Do you see how all of these vitamins and things have to work together? Synergistically, they have to work together because they empower each other to work the body. Okay, so vitamin C, or absorbic acid as it is called, it helps against abnormal blood clotting. So if you are, so say for instance somebody with fibroids, y'all know that is abnormal bleeding or abnormal wound in the body, and you need vitamin C because vitamin C helps to heal those abnormal areas. Normally, when you are, we have fibroids, we have an iron deficiency. There's a vitamin C deficiency. So you need to fortify yourself with herbs and vegetables that are high in vitamin C, high in vitamin D. So cauliflower is high in vitamin C. I'm sorry, I gotta make sure my ringer off because y'all know my family like to call when I'm on. But vitamin C is great. It is a great plant that grows throughout the winter, and actually, it is sweeter in the winter. So there are certain vegetables and things that grow in the winter that are much sweeter in the winter. Another one is carrots, y'all. Carrots. Carrots, carrots, carrots. Carrots got that beta carotene. Carrots got that vitamin A. Carrots, and they love the cold weather, right? So we can grow carrots. I have not had success with carrots. I when I finally was able, there were one, two, three carrots growing in my garden, y'all. It looked so good. And do you know, the winter snow hit it? I went out into that garden, y'all. I wanted to cry. Everything was frozen. It is still frozen. It has been frozen since the weekend. Like, everything is frozen. When I say everything just looked like it just stopped, everything is frozen. But guess the one thing that I got in there, and it's gonna be number 3 on my list, y'all. I got a cabbage out there, and the bin that I have it in, you know, I thought it was frozen, but let me tell you, when I went over there to lift the mesh back, y'all, that cabbage looks so good. I got it covered, so I didn't want no bird or no squirrel or nothing to steal it from me. So I have it a mesh over it, and the mesh is tied so nothing can get in it. And that cabbage looks so good, y'all. Vitamin C. Cabbage is another one that's great on the list. It is a green, so it has traces of iron in it. Let me see. So I gave you cabbage, carrots, cauliflower, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower. Another one on the list is spinach. Y'all, spinach is at the top of the list when it comes to iron. When it comes to iron, vitamin C, it tops the list. There's only one plant that has more iron than the spinach. Anybody know what I'm gonna say? What am I gonna say? Um, Spinach also is winter vegetable. It is sweeter when in chillier months. Um, Spinach is better when it is cold. You can eat the spinach raw. You can eat the spinach sautéed, put in a salad, just like the carrots. My daughter gave my grandkids carrots the other day, and I taught her how to make candy carrots. And she said, Mom, they tore the carrots. She didn't think they would like carrots, and they loved it. Guess what? I don't have to worry about vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin C that they're going to get from the carrots, the beta carotene. Guess what? It's great for the skin. It's great for your lips. It's great for your hair. When I first was making my hair oils, y'all, I used to take the fresh vegetables like carrots, and I would put it, infuse it in the oil. And I didn't know at the time it needed to be dried out and things like that before I did it. And I just used to make it that way, y'all. I was determined because I knew how important eating carrots is to our hair, skin, and nails. And so I threw the carrot in the oil. I was infusing the oil for weeks. But when you use fresh like that in the oil, it can go rancid. Thank God it didn't go rancid on me, which was weird. but when you strain it, you can see all of the fibers from the carrots in there. So don't use the fresh carrots. Dry it out, dehydrate it or whatever. And I'm telling you, carrots are phenomenal for your hair, skin, and nails. You can, and matter of fact, they're making carrot oil now, selling it in the hair store. But you can make your own. They have carrot oil that I've seen in there, but you can take the carrot oil, and you know how for your cuticles, you can take that carrot oil, make it yourself though, make it yourself, and put it around your cuticles. It'll help to soften your cuticles around your nails, and it also will strengthen your nails, your fingernails, toenails. If you were the type to have like dry feet or anything like that, you can use it on your feet like that. It's definitely good for your hair, but it's also great for your skin, but definitely for your nail cuticles and stuff. All right, I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Let's go back so I can catch the comments. Yep, y'all can make y'all some carrot oil. Very, very good for that. So, okay. Let me see, because I do want to get to this. Oh, did I tell you psoriasis medicine interferes with vitamin D? I know I told y'all that if you are deficient in vitamin D, you can get psoriasis, like skin irritation and stuff, because it's responsible for skin health. But oh shoot, I'm sorry. So let's see. Oh, another thing is laxatives. Laxatives can flush the vitamin D out of your system as well. So be careful of laxatives. Um, so vitamin D is not only responsible for your immune system, it's also responsible for your muscles and your bones. So your muscles, bones, your brain, and your immune system. Our immune system is weakened when we are deficient in vitamin D. That's why it is important to make sure that we are taking things that have vitamin D in it. Let's see. I went back to vitamin C for some reason. The most natural way to get vitamin D, especially D3, is to get out into the sun. I know that it's cold, or I don't know where you live at, but wherever you are, if there is sunlight, just step outside and get you some natural sun. A lot of times our body is covered up and we're not exposed to it. And if you live in cold climates like where I am, I at least try to get out and get expose my face, my hands, until the cold get me, and I got to put them gloves on. I'll be trying to troop it out, but so vitamin D is responsible for our growth and development of our bones. So I'm trying to think which vegetables have vitamin D. Okay, no. So it's the herbs. Herbs have vitamin D. So I'll come back to that once I get to the herbs. I'm still trying to give y'all all of the vitamin D facts, but I need to get to that. That's when we get to herbs. So. So. All right. I gave you all of those. Swiss chard is another one. So you're gonna see it's gonna be mostly green vegetables, the ones that we grow in the wintertime, that are really good for our system. Swiss chard, you guys know I did a video on Swiss chard. It is my #1 vegetable to grow in your garden. It is the highest in vitamins C. It is the highest in iron. Swiss chard is a powerhouse. It is a superfood. So, and you can You can eat it raw. You can eat it, saute it again. You could replace spinach, like if you use spinach in soups or dips or things like that. You could put Swiss chard in its place. But Swiss chard is my number one when it comes to vegetables that we need. That's going to help us with our health and help us with things like vitamin C, um, vitamin A. Um, so you'll have to check out that video and where I go deeper into that. This one, I'm just giving y'all a list of my top 10 veggies you need to have in there. So we talked about carrots. We talked about cauliflower, carrots, cabbage, Swiss chard, spinach. What's the other one? Let's see. I don't have my list in front of me, y'all. Hold on. That way I can tell you all of them. Oh, beets. Beets are really, really good, especially because of their iron. Y'all, that iron. That iron is important. Iron is the lifeblood of our blood. So make sure you get you some beets. You don't may not like it. Put it in a smoothie. You know what's funny? You can even use beets, the juice of the beets, for paint. You can use like beets is one that they use to make food coloring. Like you know how they are fighting now for the cereal, and they use beet in other countries to make red dye. And why they don't have it here, that's a whole nother fight. But you can use beets for the dye in it. Beets and hibiscus. Y'all, this is my favorite. I picked this up today too. This is hibiscus, because y'all know. So when I went into my apothecary, I saw I only had one bag of hibiscus, the red hibiscus left. And y'all, the flavor of hibiscus, the health benefits of hibiscus is phenomenal, but the flavor is so good. So I had to pick up some. I went to the African market, and I went to my herbal mentor at Bayor Herbs today. And so I end up picking up some herbs. Wait till I'm going to show you this new one. This new herb I got, and I'll tell y'all why I got it. But it's right in line with what we're doing here. But I got this. They can take our flowers and things like that, and they can get food coloring from food. It sounds like it's a hard thing to do, but it's really not that hard. But so that was, let's say, Swiss chard, beets, and let's go down the list. Now there are some fruits that are still available depending on what climate and area you live in. If those fruits are still available, please avail yourself. If you're growing them, please avail yourself to those. They're more important because fruits, they contain a high concentration of vitamin C, again, which is important, especially when it comes to our brains and our mind and our spirit and our mood and our energy, and we want to keep those up with that. So we talked about spinach and we talked about kale. Oh, you know what's a good one? Chicory. There are different forms of chicory, and I did do a video on chicory. But endives is another green, and it is very, very, very high in vitamin C. Endives contain just as many nutrients as dandelion, but endives, or aka chicory, when they allow it to grow, it is this nice big plant that you can roast it, you can use it like in a salad, but it's really, really, really good for you. And again, it contains vitamins and minerals. So chicory, any family of the chicory, like microgreens, endives, they're all the family of chicory, and they contain both vitamins and minerals. Again, a lot of us are deficient in minerals too. So just make sure you get a checkup so that you know where you stand and where you are, like what you need to fortify. And that just means what you need to add to your diet to help you get both vitamins and minerals. And so that was chicory. Another one is Brussels sprouts. I just became a fan of Brussels sprouts this year. I never used to eat them until I was trying to grow them, and then I didn't do a good job growing them. So I just went to the farmer's market and I bought them, and then I learned to cook them. And when I was telling my aunt that I was cooking them, and she's like, I eat them all the time. Chicory is good. Chicory. Brussels sprouts are really good and they are tasty if you know how to make them. They're a little, they can be a little tough, but if you learn how to cook them, they're very, very good. So I had went and got some recipes and things like that so that I could make them, and they turned out pretty good. Anybody else eat Brussels sprouts? I'm new to eating Brussels sprouts, and that's terrible, but I really, really love them now. I do. Anybody else eat Brussels sprouts? When you were a kid, they used to be like, ew. I did not like them, and it hate to say it took me 50 years to start liking some of these things. Now, when I was younger, I did not eat rice until I turned 25. I did not like rice. Never liked rice. I could cook it because I was taught to cook by my family, but I never ate rice until I turned 25. And believe it or not, that's when I actually started gaining weight, the moment I started eating rice. But I never used to eat rice. Oh, you eat them in a salad? Oh, I didn't even think about that. I was roasting them. Got to see. I got a little recipe from my auntie, and I was eating them. I became a fan of them then. Oh, so I love Brussels sprouts. Yeah, I grew to like them. Didn't I like them, y'all? I ain't even like rice. It was terrible. But so Brussels sprouts is one. We talked about chicory and carrots and all of that. Um, Pretty much any green vegetable is really, really good for you, because you, again, during this time period of is cold outside, most people are inside, and you want to keep your spirit up and your mood up, because a lot of time we're not exposed to the fresh air and the sunlight that we should. And if you are the type of person that suffer from depression or anything like that during these winter months, I know people, like for instance, my mother passed away in December when I was a kid, and I would dread this time of year. Just remembering her. As I got older, I understood death more and things of that nature. But that it, because all those things happened. Like my grandmother had died in September, and my mom died in December. So it was kind of like that from that September to December, and now here we are. My aunt actually passed away a week after the date of my mom's death. So just all of that. So now you have to find ways to lift your spirit and lift your mood, so that and that's where having the vitamin D and your nutrients and things like that, at least to help give yourself a boost and a lift and energy and mood, has a lot to do with what we are intaking and what we are not intaking, what is being inhibited in the body. So you want to just be mindful of what's going on in your body, so you can help yourself, basically. So you can help yourself. And that's why I do this, giving a lot of information like this, because some of us suffer from different things and we don't know that, but being able to help each other out, with channels, all the different channels that we enjoy on YouTube and stuff. And I just like being a part of it, because it not only just help you guys, but it helps me too, because I am determined to do my research, because I don't like to give the wrong information, and I want to be able to answer questions and things like that, um, from either from my studies or research or things of that nature. So, and it's important that we as one another are supportive of one another. And I truly appreciate you guys for always coming in and hanging out with me on this Thursday that I'm glad to be back doing. So again, that is our vitamins from the food. So let's take ah Okay, I thought it was just me, Miss J.K. Gardner, but I thought they was little cabbages too. To be honest, I really thought they was little cabbages. I didn't know a Brussels sprout to save a life. So let me see. So I showed you my hibiscus, right? Let me. What else did I get here? So as we talked about, oh, what else did I get? Oh, check this out. So, um, Mona, I sent your the toothpaste we talked about, but I was going back through all my notes and everything. And you guys, if you have moringa, you can use moringa in your toothpaste. Moringa is also good for oral health. And I was going through it like, darn, I should have added that too, because I made a whole new batch to have to restock my shop, my booth anyway, and with toothpaste. So I already put neem oil in there and coconut oil, but moringa is another one. So I had picked up some moringa. I don't know why they charge so much. This is the African market that I got these from, but this is moringa. This is some moringa powder that I have. You can use this for smoothies. You can still use the powder for infusions too. You just have to strain it. Keep on straining it. But you can use these too. So you guys got an idea how to make some carrot oil. You can put some moringa in your toothpaste. If you have toothpaste and you want to fortify it, yep, just add some of these herbs to it. You got some in your backyard? Oh, yes. I'm telling you, moringa is that tree of life. I talked about it. We talked about it. So let's get down to the herbs. You already know my number one herb that is so good for the body. So let's see. So during the winter months, in the winter, people may benefit from nutrient deficiency, and these are the main nutrients that support their immune system, energy levels, mood, and they are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, magnesium, your omega 3s. I don't get too much into omega 3s. I don't get too much into carbohydrates because that's all about your diet. And what you eat. So I'll let you words about those. But when it comes to magnesium, magnesium is responsible for your energy levels. Magnesium helps to fight fatigue and boost your energy levels. So you definitely need magnesium. It is a mineral, and a lot of people don't pay a lot of attention to that. But I have bought a magnesium from the health food store, some magnesium powder to use in like smoothies and stuff. But magnesium also is responsible for helping you get sleep at night. So if you have a hard time sleeping, you probably want to check your magnesium levels as well. Zinc. Zinc works with vitamin C. So I said vitamin C works with vitamin E. Well, zinc is mostly needed, especially people who catch colds and upper respiratory infections, things like that. You want to check and make sure that you are taking things that have zinc in it. And I'm gonna give y'all something at the end of this that has all of these in it. Okay, so zinc helps support your immune system. Zinc you can find in nuts, seeds, and garlic. Let me see somebody the comment. Um. Oh wow. So your moringa came back, Mona, with more. Yup, you already know. Dandelion. That's my number one herb. So y'all know what I'm gonna say that. Dandelion has everything. Vitamin A, B complex, C, D, E, everything in it. You're gonna find, and that's why I said one of the top veggies to eat is chicory or endives or microgreens. If you can get those things, and guess what? And microgreens you can grow in the house. You don't have to grow them outside. You can. I remember buying microgreens from DT Dollar Tree, y'all, and they those microgreens are mini chicory. They're chicory that is not allowed to grow to full term. They process them so that they don't grow like super huge. But I mean, you can let them grow to whatever whatever breed or hybrid of it you have. But microgreens are a chicory, and they're very very good for you. And they can come like spicy, or they can come like regular. But you can also find them in some salad mixes. That's what a lot of times when you see salad mixes, they normally have chicory in there. So very very good for you. Hmm. Yeah, I want Mona. Did you have to so anybody that's growing and they have their garden, did you cut back any of your bushes and trees and vines and things like that? I Now I'm in a colder climate. I'm in Jersey. I'm in 7B, and I was asking Scaredy Cat Gardner because she has all um her things in pots. Her garden is all in pots. And I was asking her, did she cover them? Do she cover them for the winter? She was saying no. She said she will prune them. And I did prune all mine. I did prune everything, and I moved everything to the greenhouses. And but I did mulch them. I put leaves and everything over top of all of my bushes, all my blueberry plants, like all of them, and I have them all in a greenhouse. Um, but I wanted to know if she, like cardboard or anything like that. She says that she put new soil. She turned her soil over. She amended her soil, and then just gonna let it go through the winter phase. So I was curious about that. But I had already put leaves over all of mine. Anybody else? Anybody that's in a cooler climate that's not in Georgia, not down south? Oh, GT. What do you cover your plants for the winter? Do you mulch it? Do you amend your soil now, or do you wait till the spring? Like I really want to know, because I know you in a cold climate. And Mike, if you in the bushes anywhere, God's desire, what do you guys do with your plants for the winter time? Do you have to? I mean, if you live in a warmer climate, I'm not sure, Mona. Like if you're like in a warmer climate where you don't have to cover up your plants and everything, or your pots, if you have anything in pots. I wanted to know, because I wasn't gonna turn my soil, and I don't add the soil until the spring, um, as we get closer to our last frost date. But I was curious, yeah, because I don't know. I have so many bushes, like raspberry, blackberry, blue. I got like three blueberries, and I have the sorrel now. Um, what else in there? Um, so many. I got a lot of them down in there. Now it's so funny, right? But my herbs are still growing, and when I was talking to Scaredy Cat Gardner, she was saying in her video that her herbs were still going. If you she lifted and showed, and that's just how mine look. The same way, like my herbs, they never die back all the way. My basil, I mean, and when I mean my herbs, I mean like my mints, they're all still there. Mojito mint, apple mint, orange mint, all of those mint, they are still growing in the greenhouse. And it is cold outside. Like, it's really cold, y'all. Like 20 degrees. Oh, you didn't get to plant a garden this year? Oh, God, you did cover everything. Thanks for letting me know. Mona, yeah, I covered them with leaves too. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, you still had some stuff. Um, I don't think you can eat too many microgreens, Karen. I mean, it's a green vegetable. I don't think you can ever eat too much vegetables. Um, just kind of do your research on the microgreens. So for instance, to me, the microgreens are part of the chicory family. I have chicory in my apothecary. I use chicory or dandelion all the time, and sometimes I will substitute my dandelion for chicory. And now I know that. So put it like this: we do have to sometimes give things a break. So for instance, yellow dock is one of those herbs where you can take it and it's really good for the body, but you should give it a break. Normally, when I am helping someone with health and wellness, and I am formulating a herbal blend for them, I will tell them take it 30 days and give it a break. After they take up 30 days, give it a break, see how their body is feeling, see how they are adjusting to it, because it normally takes 30 days to see results for anything, right? And then it takes 2 weeks for them to, you know, get that habit of, you know, eating healthier and taking the formulation that I created for them. So after that 30 days, I go back and I sit with them and I talk with them and I say, okay, how you feeling? So you should give things a break. If you are taking it on a consistent basis, you should take a break and pause in using it. And what I'll do is I'll go over to a different herb. So, like for instance, my herbal tea for this week was yarrow, dandelion, moringa, sarsaparilla, and then there's another one, yarrow, sarsaparilla, um, dandelion, yellow dock. I tend to use yellow dock and dandelion together all the time. I'm just telling you the tea, my tea for the week. There's one more herb. Sarsaparilla, dandelion, yarrow. What other herb does I throw in there? Oh, hibiscus. And that's my tea for this week. So I have it in a bag, a pouch, and I will make it. That tea will last me the whole day. I fill my coffee filter up with it. I add my water, and that's the tea I will drink all day. And normally, that'll last me the whole day, and I just keep filling it with water. If I drink, you know, all of the whole pot, I'll just fill it with water again. I don't have to change it. Um, but then the next day I still got that bag, and that's what I'm drinking for the week. Normally when I make a blend, I'm drinking it for the whole week, but because it is what I'm using for a, you know, for specific purpose, like, oh, I was using it to detox this week, so I did have burdock in it. I did add burdock. So I did dandelion, yellow dock, and burdock. If you are trying to detox, and wormwood, because this week I wanted to detox. Because I had not been home, and I needed to do a detox. So you should definitely yeah, yeah. So that is my tea for the week, and then I will give it a break. Um, I probably will do it for. I normally do it for like a week or two. It just depends on my purpose for using it. Like I said, I'm trying to do a detox. I had ate some candy, and I was like, where did that sugar craving come from? I had chickweed too. So normally, if I'm doing a blend for myself, I'm doing about 5 or 6 herbs, um, and they all serve a different purpose. Like the dandelion and the yellow dock. The yellow dock is definitely for my blood, purifying the blood and helping me with my kidneys to flush the kidneys. The dandelion is for my liver health, but dandelion mostly because of the vitamins and minerals that's in it. It's going to help replenish the vitamins and minerals. The sarsaparilla, because it is the number one herb for iron. It has the highest iron content. So the sarsaparilla is for my iron, because I used to be anemic. I haven't been anemic in a while, so I'm going to keep it that way. And I have, so I use the sarsaparilla for that, to keep my iron fortified in my blood. Um, Let me see what else. Burdock. Burdock is phenomenal. It is for skin health. It is for your hair, skin. Burdock is great for digestion. What else? Yarrow. Yarrow, if you are the type of person, you have fibroids. I don't have fibroids anymore. Yarrow helped me to rid myself of the fibroids. So yarrow is really good for that. Yarrow has really, really good health benefits. But so again, each herb that I chose served a specific purpose for my body. So, and I didn't mean to go that far off into herbs, y'all. So let me get back on track. I digress. Okay, so we were going to talk about the top herbs you need. So I told you the one was dandelion. Dandelion is really, 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 really good. I don't know what the heck this is, y'all. All right. So dandelion, and believe it or not, I said chicory. So chicory is a herb. You know, it is still a herb. You know, it can be used for microgreens and things like that. But chicory is a really good one. And don't miscount your spices, guys. Cinnamon. Cinnamon is so, so, so good. And I was today's years old when I realized that cinnamon was a bark. Is that terrible? When somebody told me they was growing a cinnamon and I saw that it was like a tree. I mean, I knew it was a herb, you know, but I didn't know that it was the bark of the shrub. Um, so cinnamon, 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 so, so, so good. And it is great to take in the wintertime. Okay, so that's cinnamon, chicory, dandelion is number one. You're gonna always hear me say dandelion is number one. I will put chicory two, but I can't because garlic, y'all. Garlic is really, really, really good, and you can grow it in the wintertime. It's really, really good for you. Y'all know I'm big on garlic. Um, y'all, you do your research on those benefits, okay? I'm just giving y'all this list, and then I'm going to get into some other goodies that I got here. Um, and I mentioned y'all chicory. Um, Chicory is really good for you. Reason why I added it to my blend is again because the sugar, it removes sugar cravings. So if you have chicory growing, I mean not chicory, chickweed. Chickweed. If you want to remove a sugar craving, like if you find yourself craving sugary things and things of that nature, get you some chickweed. I talked about chickweed, I think, on the last live that I did. I talked about the chickweed. So, but then I talked about chickweed before plenty of times, but I think I actually mentioned it and the benefits of it on my last live. Not that live I canceled for today, but chicory is chickweed is really, really good for removing sugar cravings. That's why I added it to my tea blend. But back to my list. So garlic was next on the list. I told you dandelion, chicory, cinnamon, garlic, and ginger. Ginger you can grow in the winter times. It is a great herb to grow in the winter time, and I'm telling you, those health benefits are so good. Listen, if you are ever having a tummy ache or any kind of digestive issue, I'm telling you, get you some ginger. Now, let me tell you what I did. When you go buy ginger, you know how to give you that big old bag, and if you let it sit out, like it's not supposed to get moist. It's supposed to leave it out so that they can breathe and everything. And sometimes it can go bad. It'll begin to mold depending on the environment you got it in. Like sometimes that moisture can make it mold fast and everything. I'm gonna tell you a tip with ginger: cut it up and put it in the freezer. Put it in a freezer bag and put it in the freezer. What I do is when I'm making a say I may have digestion, but I like to just drink ginger tea in the morning. So I'll do ginger, lemon, and lime, and I just go into the freezer. I have the Ziploc, open it up, take a couple pieces of the ginger out, put it in my cup, and I've added the ginger to my tea. And guess what? It's not gonna go bad because it's frozen. So if you want a way to preserve it, y'all, freeze it. You can even freeze dry it, dehydrate it. But I like it fresh, and I like that I just been freezing it. I put it in that freezer. I just go in there and get a couple pieces of it out. But guess what? I've just saved all of my ginger instead of it going bad from not using it or it's sitting out. So, a great way to preserve your ginger. want to make sure I'm not missing you guys. What happened? Yeah, the dandelion root is even stronger than the dandelion plant itself, but you can use all of the dandelion plant. But I do have dandelion root and dandelion greens. I love dandelion greens. Y'all, they've been selling it at ShopRite. I'm sorry, I've been going to go buy it. Uh, um, I'm getting it from the organic section. I will hope that it is organic because that's where I get it from, in the organic section of ShopRite. But I get dandelion. I forage dandelion. I go to different places and forage, have it, and I dry it out naturally. Or I put it in the oven and just sit on a cookie sheet and let it dry out. But I do get the greens, and I mean they got some big dandelion greens, y'all, in ShopRite, and it's in the organic section. So check it out. If you guys need it, like you don't have dandelion growing near you, but you're looking for another way to get your dandelion. They do have dandelion greens. I'm talking about the big ones, y'all. And I'll dry it, dehydrate it, or I just cook it and put it in, saute it like spinach. I'm sauteing everything like spinach, y'all. I love throwing it into a soup too, believe it or not. Oh, absolutely. You can mix your greens. You can mix your greens. You can use dandelion, again, kale. You can add them in soups, salads. You can eat them raw. You can eat them. Um, you can eat them in a salad. You can eat them in a soup. I will mix them with spinach. Believe it or not, I will add some Swiss chard to spinach, or I'll add dandelion greens to spinach. Saute it down. It's so nicely. It is really, really, really good. Uh, Garrett, listen, it's okay. It is okay. You know I like that. I like to talk, y'all. So we gonna talk about it all. It's okay. Um, let's see. I got my list. So, time. Time is so good. Believe it or not, guys. Again, when I told y'all when I was first doing my formulations on trying to make my hair oils, carrots was a thing I used. I'm gonna give y'all another secret. Thyme is great for your hair. I told y'all about putting rosemary in your conditioner. Thyme, because thyme has those little bitty leaves, it will break down in there. You're better off putting it in a mesh bag and infusing it that way. But thyme is great for your hair, skin, and nails as well. But thyme is great for the body because it contains a lot of nutrition in it. So again, a lot of all of them, majority of them have traces of iron in it. High on antioxidants, high in anti-inflammatory. All these herbs that I'm giving you are high antioxidant, high anti-inflammatory, and you need those, especially now, as we're getting into the colder months and things like that. If you are having experiencing pain and things like that, you can use these herbs together, which are really, really good for you. So thyme, rosemary. I mentioned rosemary. Rosemary is not just great for your hair and your skin, but rosemary is good for digestion and upper respiratory. So get you some rosemary, or if you have pulled your rosemary out of the garden. When I went out there, I did not want to disturb my rosemary. Rosemary doesn't really like the cold, but my rosemary has survived being in the cold here where I am. So, and it's it's not again, I harvested majority of my garden, my herbs, and I dried them all. I actually still have them in mesh bags. I need to jar them up. But I had already harvested what I was going to take from it, and then I wanted to leave the rest. So when I went out there yesterday, it still was there. It's still beautifully green, but everything is kind of frozen out there. I didn't want to cut no more from it. I figured that if it survives through the winter, then it's got a nice start to start from. So, and I have that, and I have rosemary in my pepper tower as well. So I did not want to disturb that one either. Cause honey, I fought with rosemary this summer. I fought with rosemary and I fought with lavender. Oh my God, they were my heart, and I couldn't go a carrot saved my life. And now that I did have some carrots growing, Honey, it's frozen. I pray it survives. You know, I pray over my garden, y'all. Let's see what else we got. Parsley. Parsley is really, really good. And again, it's part of the spice family, part of our culinary spices and herbs that we use in the kitchen. But parsley is very, very good for your health. Does have those traces of iron, has traces of vitamin C. Uh, you definitely want to get parsley. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say it's more powerful than thyme. I think they're about on the same level because they have health benefits that you guys look up, and you will see so many great health benefits for, especially for upper respiratory, people not knowing that some people, some cultures use parsley and make it for tea because there are some illnesses and health benefits that they would use parsley for that I had recently learned. Um, but parsley is very, very good for you. And it is amazing in cooking. Yes, parsley is great for cooking, just like garlic and thyme and rosemary. Throw them in your dishes. If you have the type of person you have a hard time drinking it as a tea, listen, dry it, or you can cook with it fresh. Throw that into some meat. Oh my God, let the rosemary and the thyme and the parsley sit and marinate. If you eat meat, let it do that. Or if you have some potatoes, oh my God. If you roast potatoes, whether it's sweet potatoes or regular potatoes, you can take that rosemary, that thyme, and that parsley, and you can roast it. Oh my God. With your vegetables. So, so good. So good with potatoes. So, very, very good for you. Let me see how many was that I gave y'all. 9, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll give you two more. Um, it's three. I'm gonna give you these last three only because in the wintertime is normally when we get sick, and these last three are phenomenal for your health, phenomenal for keeping colds at bay, helping you to not be sick for long periods of time, helps to boost your immune system, high on antioxidants, high on anti-inflammatory. And these last three are elderberry, echinacea, and mullein. So let's talk about them. That's elderberry, echinacea, and mullein. There are more. There are plenty of herbs that you can still grow through the winter time, especially depending on where what you're growing area is. You know, you may still be growing these herbs and they may be performing beautifully for you. I just know in my area, it's so cold that they die back. I would be interested to know people who still have these herbs growing. Like my echinacea left like early, like before the fall. Like I don't remember even harvesting any echinacea once the fall came in. But I'm good for going to forage for echinacea. I have two places that I go that I can get echinacea from. If I'm not growing it in my garden, I had one pot of echinacea this year. I had more echinacea last year than I did this year, and I planted plenty seeds for it. And again, echinacea, aka purple coneflower, is so good for your skin, your hair. We talked about that, like so good. Um, you can go check that out too. But really, really good for you. It actually helps fight infections. Echinacea is really, really good. Elderberry. Elderberry, guys. Elderberry helps boost your immune system. High on the antioxidant list, high in anti-inflammatory. Elderberry is great for your immune system, energy levels. Elderberry is great for helping fight off infections. Elderberry is also, I believe, anti-cancer as well. Um, Let me see, is echinacea anti-cancer? Let's see. Let's see. So, yeah, I know my thing about dandelion. Dandelion's high in magnesium, guys. High in magnesium, high in iron. And again, why I say it's the number one to take, because it's high in calcium. So if you are deficient, and remember, with vitamin D helps to absorb the calcium, and if you're deficient in vitamin D, it you need that calcium. Your calcium is also, you'll be deficient in calcium. So it, in order to fortify it, add some dandelion. Dandelion is also high in zinc. So again, all of these things that we become deficient in the wintertime, that Americans become deficient in the wintertime, can be resolved a lot with dandelion. Dandelion has all of your B complex vitamins that you need. Vitamin C, healthy tannins, beta carotene, that's dandelions. And then echinacea, or aka purple cornflower, um, is one of the great, a super great remedy for the common cold. So if you feel like a cold is coming on, echinacea should be your go-to. Okay. Um, that's echinacea. Besides the fact that it is great for your hair and your skin, but echinacea is good for your hair and skin as well. Let's see. I was trying to see if I missed anything else from echinacea. Elderberry. Okay, so elderberry helps with nasal congestion. So if you feel that upper respiratory area, you can combine your purple coneflower or your echinacea with the elderberry. That's why I gave you them two together. Again, all anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, anti-cancer. I knew it was anti-cancer. I just wanted to be sure. But elderberry is anti-cancer. Helps fight against free radicals in the body, treats respiratory illnesses such as the cold and flu. It is also antiviral. And it is high in vitamins A, B, C, and potassium. Oh, you know what else too, guys? If you suffer from arthritis, elderberry. You can make you an elderberry salve. You can make you an elderberry tincture. If you suffer from arthritis issues, you can use elderberry for that. I would make a tincture out of it. If you have elderberry in your garden, get those leaves, get those berries. You can make a tincture. You can make a tincture. You can make I would. I guess you can make an infusion too, but I would worry more about taking. You can take the elderberries, like I have them dried, and I make tea with it. So you can make a tea with it. You can make a tincture with it. A tincture will draw those medicinal properties, more of the medicinal properties out of it for you, and it helps with arthritis. So it is anti-inflammatory. Let's see. I believe so thyme is just like any other herb. You can get some hybrids of it. I don't know a thyme that's not good for you. I normally just use the culinary thyme, the seeds that I order for the thyme, or if I'll buy a transplant of the thyme. I haven't had an issue with it. It's still really, really good for you. So, so again, the herbs that I just named for you, Mona, are all winter herbs. Herbs that you can start growing in the winter. Just look at your seed packet for your region if you have seeds, or if you just have seeds. I know that these herbs that I just gave you are all great for the winter. You can grow those in the winter. Just like the vegetables I gave you are winter vegetables. Oh, I forgot to give y'all pumpkin. Did I say winter squash? Winter squash, really, really good. Good tasting, good for you. I didn't even think about that because I have a lot of summer squash, but I remember that I had some winter squash packets. So I think once this the ground becomes unfrozen, all of my pots and things become unfrozen, I may throw some winter squash out there. Probably too late. If I throw it out, maybe I'll have it for next year. But winter squash, they do have winter squash, but all of the vegetables I gave you are all winter. All of the herbs I gave you are all winter herbs too. Those are herbs that you can continue to go through the winter, especially probably in your area, Mona. You probably definitely can grow these herbs. But just check your seed packets on your herbs. and just look and see if they are great for going in your area. I can make a tincture live. I made a tincture before. I did the tincture with the goldenrod. But let's do. You want to make a maybe a cold tincture, a cold and flu tincture we can do. So I think I'll do some elderberry. We'll do elderberry, something for cold and flu. Um, Let me show y'all. These are the herbs I picked up today. This is what I was going to show y'all at. So if you are suffering from fibroids, you'll thank me later. Get you some yarrow and get you some shepherd's purse. If you add these two herbs and you take it consistently, you'll resolve your fibroids. Shepherd's purse and yarrow. There is one other herb, but if you start with these, you'll thank me later. Okay? So I had picked up some more shepherd's purse because I have a lot of people that have fibroids. So I wanted to show you. So we'll do okay, so let's do this. We'll make a cold and flu tincture. So I'll do some, we'll do some elderberry. We'll do some mullein. Mullein, very, very good for upper respiratory, but mullein is good for you. So we'll do some elderberry. We'll do some mullein. What else do I want to add to it? Oh, and you know, we'll do some feverfew. This helps to lower fever, right? So feverfew is great for reducing fever, and I mean it does it rather quickly. I'm trying to think, do I want to calm in that tincture? Should I add some? So what we'll do is, so instead of dandelion, because I like to do, when we're making a cold and flu, you know, you're trying to flush bacteria and things out the body. And so we're going to do the feverfew, we're going to do the mullein, we're going to do, I have to check my mullein and make sure it's not going to interfere with the chicory, because I want to do chicory because chicory is going to add your vitamins and minerals back into the body. So I got some roasted chicory root that I picked up today. So I'll do the feverfew and I'll do the elderberry. I know that they'll work together. Let me just check on the mullein. I want to make sure the mullein, I need to see what energetic the mullein is and make sure I'm not going to have an interaction with it. I shouldn't, but I'm going to double check adding the mullein. But we're definitely going to do feverfew. We're going to do the roasted chicory root and we'll do the elderberry. Okay, and I'm probably going to add mullein just to be on the safe side. But these are some more herbs. So, I'm sorry, y'all. So we'll do a tincture with that. I see. I'm looking at my time, y'all. And again, Karen, I think all time is good. I'm just going back to just check. Okay, so that's that. And then I'm just going to share with you some of the herbs that I picked up, because I know my life is in it. Anybody with any questions, please let me know. Y'all know I'll be rolling, and I got to take the time to go back and look. Now, I picked this up. I told y'all when I did that interview, when I did the interview with my brother at his health and beauty shop, we talked about Cersei. Cersei is a herb that they are people are flying over to Jamaica to get it. And I mean, you could watch, there's videos all over YouTube of people going to Jamaica just so they can get some. Now, this is saying this is Cersei, right? So I'm assuming that these are the leaves because cloves. I was today's year old when I found out that cloves is Cersei. Cersei is is the name for it in Jamaica, but they call it cloves when it's here. And as you know, cloves are the fruit of the Cersei plant. Okay, so I picked up here, and these are the leaves, and I believe the roots. Um, so I picked up some Cersei. Normally, my mentor, he'll get his herbs from like um, Spanish countries and stuff, and he might have got this from. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask him. I'll send him a message and ask him. But I did get some. A friend of mine, I work with her children. Her and her husband was telling me that they're when their children not feeling well, they give them Cersei, and they said that their kids will wake up and saying Cersei, Cersei, because they're not feeling well, and they remember the name of the tea that they give them to help them feel better. So I picked up some Cersei. I did pick up some ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo biloba is good for cognitive issues, memory loss, nervine issues. Ginkgo biloba is really, really good for that. So I did pick up some ginkgo biloba. I have not had it in a long, long, long time. But I picked up some just in case so I can have in my apothecary. So I got some ginkgo biloba. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And what's the other one? There's another one that what is that? Oh my goodness. It'll come to me, y'all. But there's another one that we grow it like it's common growing in the garden. Um, but people they call it something else in other countries. I picked this up from my mentor. He sells blends that he makes. This is a hair growth blend. And when I sat and asked him, I said, "Well, what's in it?" And it's what I already. They make the blend the same blend I use to make my hair growth oil, except for a few other things that I add to it. But so I picked this up. I said, "Let me try it." But then when I asked him what was in it, I had already had it in my bag, and I was like, "Oh, I got all of these herbs." But I got it. I love supporting him. I learned so much from him. So this is a hair growth blend, y'all. I am determined to let my hair grow nice and strong and healthy. Make sure you wet your hair. If you are the type that you wear braids and things like me, or you in your climate, like your house can be very dry in the winter because we have the heat on hella hot. You want to make sure that you're wetting your scalp and massaging your scalp with oil, and you are wetting your hair. Our hair still requires water, still require moisture. So I have a spray that I'll spray my hair, especially if you're like me and you get your hair braided. You want to spray it with some water and get that water into that scalp. This one here, I'm going to have to do some more research on. I do know a little bit about it, not as much as I would like to know. But this is blessed thistle. And I see a lot of people have this growing in their garden. That remind me, I got to go back to the herbery. I know my friend, she probably like, that child ain't been back yet. I got to go back to the herbery. But blessed thistle is one that I got. Cilantro. Mona, why you was reading my mind? I knew you was gonna get it. That's how I put it. I knew you was gonna get it. But yes, cilantro is coriander. Yep. And I've seen it. It's so funny. But when I forage, I see this herb all the time, and I never get it. I never forage and get it. Like I'll be foraging and I'm identifying plants and all of that stuff, doing my research, and I always see it, horsetail. But this herb is so good for you. And I would see it and I'd be like, horsetail. But guess what? They make hair conditioners, horse and mane, what is it? Mane tail. But it's horsetail, the herb that they're using in the hair conditioner and things that we use. But horsetail. And you know, it's funny, it's common, like dandelion. It is common that it grows. So, horsetail, very, very good for you too. Very, very good herb for you. And I keep this all the time. This is like my second go-to herb. You know, my go-to for flavor, if I'm especially formulating something that's very medicinal, I add the hibiscus to it, or I'll add chamomile. I still have a nice jar of chamomile. I just don't like going low on it because it is my nervine herb. I tend to use it a lot, especially for the men that come and get formulas from me. They needed that calming that comes from chamomile, that energetic. They need that energetic. So calm chamomile is one of the ones that I'll use in my formulation for guys as a common herb. And then I got this. I have some growing in my garden. I have about maybe 6 rose bushes. And I picked up some rose hip. Hair, skin, nails. Really, really good. And it makes a great tea as well. But this is rose hip. This is a lot of... Now, if you don't know, rose hip is the fruit of a rose. So roses, when they die, when their petals and everything fall off, they get a little fruit that forms right up under the petals, and you can harvest it the moment it turns a nice little cherry red. Once it turns red, like mine that was out there, they were just starting to turn red. I'm hoping I didn't miss them. I'm hoping they just froze in whatever state that they're in. And then once this weather breaks, I'll go out there and try and get them and cut them off. But rose hips I use in my formulations for hair. So rose hip, y'all. Rose hip. That's another one. So I gave y'all 2. Horsetail and rose hip. Great, great, great for your hair. Rose hip you can make... it's great for your hair. Tea. It is... you can infuse it. You can infuse it. But very, very good for your hair. And I don't think they've stolen that yet in the beauty industry yet. The rose hip. They do, however, have a ton of rose water. So they are using the roses. They're good. They are making rose water. Any questions, anybody? Y'all got my tips about your top vegetables, your top herbs to grow, especially during this winter time. Be mindful of your vitamin D. Be mindful of your vitamin C and your mineral uptake. And I told you I was going to share with y'all that one thing that you can take that's going to help with all of that, Irish sea moss. Irish sea moss contains 102 vitamins and minerals. So go out there and get you some Irish sea moss. I got mine from Pharmacy for Life. You can get them wherever you see fit. Oh yeah, blessed thistle is a great herb. Maybe I'll do one day on blessed thistle, but blessed thistle is a great, great, great herb as well. Very, very good. And I'll do blessed thistle and I'll do this one. This is a new herb that I've added to my apothecary. I got it from the African food market. I was talking to my friends over there about blood pressure, and they gave me this herb. They said, and so they told me that they use this, and it immediately lowers your blood pressure. Immediately. And I went home and I did my research, and come to find out it is that good that you have to be careful. Let me see what it says. That if you are on blood pressure medicine, be mindful of taking this because it can reduce your blood pressure too low. So be mindful of how much of it you take. This is Kinikiba. Kinikiba is a herb that is, and I'm going to show you guys so you can see how to spell it. So you can look it up. Can y'all see that? It's up here. And if you look it up, you'll see how beneficial it is. It immediately lowers your blood pressure. So y'all know I got it. I told myself I'm going home to try this tonight. And this is what the leaves look like. Kind of reminds me of burdock leaves, but this is Kinikiba. Kanikiba. That's how you say it. Kanikiba. And I'm excited because y'all know I'm not playing about my blood pressure. You know why, guys? You should not play about your blood pressure. High blood pressure is one of the number one killers. It is called the silent killer. Your blood pressure can be so high you can have a stroke, you can have a heart attack. Um, it can cause a lot of serious damage to your kidneys and your I think it's your kidneys. Um, High blood pressure. So you gotta be mindful of your blood pressure. Okay. Um. Well, I bought it dry. If you have horsetail, um, because you know what, I put rosemary fresh in my hair conditioners. But if you are making a tea, no, you don't need to dry it first. Yes, thank you, Adaya. If you or you're making a tea, you can make a tea with dried herbs, fresh herbs. You can make a tea um either way with it. If you are making it a tea and you're going to use it as a conditioner to spray your hair down and then put a plastic cap over and let it sit on your hair, absolutely. You can use them together and make a tea. That is a great way to do it. This is how we make rose water. But definitely, I would get a little mesh bag and put the herbs in, and then sit it in the boiling water for about, let it boil for about maybe 15 to 30 minutes until you can extract all of the nutrients from it, all of its water soluble properties and things from it. Um, I know that's right. I'm talking to Queen. I gotta do a little bit more research on the blessed thistle. Uh, Horsetail, roasted. Yeah, you can use them fresh. You're making a tea. Tea can be made with fresh or dried. Any other questions? And I want to make sure I give you everything about vitamin D. So, vitamin D also helps to fight prostate cancer for my fellas. Vitamin D, be mindful because a lot of men are more deficient in vitamin D than women during the winter time. And there are a lot of men that are on vitamin D supplements during the winter time. So be mindful of that. Vitamin D also helps protect against coronary disease, which is um, heart disease, prostate cancer, colon polyps. Oh, and also it helps to fight against type 1 diabetes. Vitamin D helps with muscle strength and coordination, and it's also responsible for our bone health. I said that one already. And vitamin D must be converted by the liver and the kidney before it is bioavailable in the body. So you have to make sure that we're taking care of kidney and our liver. And I told you how all of these things works together. Um, it is a compound from exposure of the skin to the sun. I just want to make sure that I got it all, y'all. Before I get you guys out of here, helps against prostate cancer, muscle strengthening, and coordination. Now there's different vitamin D. So I think this is vitamin D. Yeah, well, we know that vitamin D is a physical response from the sun. Fish oils, dandelion, egg yolk, liver. It says vitamin D can be found in mushrooms, y'all. Mushrooms, salmon, sardines. I told y'all sweet potatoes, tuna. Oh, that's one of the reasons why I picked it up. Horsetail is high in vitamin D. Horsetail, that one I showed you, is high in vitamin D, and so is parsley. And that's why I brought up parsley in that list, to make sure you eat parsley, because parsley is high in vitamin D. Also, I meant to mention stinging nettle. Stinging nettle is very, very important during this time too. Stinging nettle is very, very good for the body, especially during the winter month. But stinging nettle is high in vitamin D. Stinging nettle, parsley, horsetail, and believe it or not, alfalfa. I didn't mention alfalfa, um, but alfalfa is high in vitamin D. So those are your other herbs. I told you the horsetail I picked up. Our nettle already, stinging nettle already have, but parsley that's in my list, and alfalfa, high in vitamin D. And that would do it, y'all. I thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for hanging out with me on this Thursday with the late night tea. Are there any more questions? Oh, you are so welcome, Queen. Thank you for everyone for helping in the comments. Mona, Jane Doe, Karen, everybody that came in. GT Jr. Absolutely, Queen. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I forgot to show y'all. Y'all know this is my other favorite. This is the white hibiscus. I showed y'all the red hibiscus, right? This is the white one. So I got red and I got white hibiscus. I love them, y'all. I love, 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 love hibiscus. And it's so funny, they're in the rose family. In the rose family. I'm trying to think what else I missed. So again, welcome to the new year. I pray that your transition into the new year was a great one. I pray that you get all of your blessings that you deserve. I thank you so much for coming over to support my channel and hanging out with me. I wouldn't be here if you guys weren't hanging out with me, so I appreciate that so, so, so much. You guys are a blast, and I love sharing this content. I love being able to help. My little secret that I wanted to you got to get you some of that hibiscus. Thank you, Karen. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to all of you. Again, this year I'm focused on love, and it's what I wish for you: love, peace, and joy in the little moments. And we're going to continue to grow together. God's desire. Who else did I want to make sure I mentioned? Miss J.K. Gardner. Everyone, Jane Doe, Mona, moderators, love you guys so much. Thank you for helping out always. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody for just coming in here. Even those that are in the bushes, I truly, truly appreciate you all. Again, I pray that you find joy in those little moments, that we enjoy those little moments when we can. It is winter time, and you're going to hear me say, open up the window or step outside when you can get a chance, as long as, it doesn't affect your health or anything like that. Just get out and get some air. Again, we stay cooped up. We got the heat on, heck of a high. Just get out and get you some fresh air every now and then. Get out and get you some sunlight whenever that sun is shining. And every day that we're blessed to see another day, I pray that you get all that your heart's desire, all that God has for you. Because remember, what God has for you is for you, and it is for nobody else. To sing with me, what He has for me is for me, and it is for nobody else. We all have gifts and we all have talents, and I pray that you find your gift and your talent, and you exercise that gift and talent to the best of your ability. Don't hide it behind a bushel basket, as the scripture teaches us. The gift that you have can help someone else. It can help save someone's life. You never know what that gift is, but once you discover it, I pray that you maximize that gift that you are given. Guys, it was so much fun. Y'all know I love to talk, so I'm not going to talk y'all into another hour. I'm going to let y'all go and say Happy New Year. And blessings, 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 love, peace, and joy in those little moments. Y'all have a great night. Thank you. I'll see you again next Thursday. I'm going to make a tincture for Mona. We're going to make us a cold and flu tincture. I would love for you guys to make it with me. You can use vinegar, or you can use 80 proof alcohol, 80 proof or higher alcohol. I have found that the Amsterdam was 100 proof, so and it's cheaper to use to make a tincture. So definitely get you. If you want to make it with me, please, I would love for you to make it with me so I can say we're all making it together. I know that's right. Let's all get some sun whenever we see it. Listen, stay safe, guys, okay? Please stay safe. Oh, that little secret that I wanted to share with you guys, I'm going to put it on my community tab. Once I hang up on this live, I'm going to put it on my community tab. What I was going to share, we were talking about chicken, and in it, I was sharing that a doctor that worked for the pharmaceutical company that I used to work for had given me all of her books. She had given me all of her books from school, and she had given me her books that she had massed working for the pharmaceutical company. And in it, I had discovered that a lot of diseases and things that we suffered from came to us through chicken. Yep. Came to us through chicken. And another one of the biggest ones is that coronavirus. Coronavirus has been around for a long time. I know that a lot of us, it may be news to hear, anything like that. So I prefer, I won't say it. I don't want them to turn my live off or stop my live from being shared. I am going to, I copied the pages in the book, and I'm just going to post the pages of the book into my community tab. That way you guys can see it for yourself. It is what they're taught in medical school, and it is a medical book. So thank you guys. Y'all have a blessed night. It was my pleasure as always. Have a good night. Let's grow together.